now, I've got to win. Like, it's equally, like, I've always had that competitiveness. So I think that's always been in me for day one. I remember having even arguments with my teachers when I used to run cross country as a little girl. They were like, oh, it's the taking part that counts. I was like, no, it's the winning. Because, you know, in life, like, unfortunately how life kind of is, you always have a winner, and then you have people that, you know, for anything, if you're really like trying to get a job, there's always competition.
Yeah.
Just the reality of life, and I learned that from like a young age. So yeah, it's always been competitive for me.
Let me ask you a question. You know what? Going through school, education, younger years, it can be quite hard on a personal note, especially with, you know, people, kids are older and they may pick on you and that. Did you ever face those issues because of your successes in races or, you know, activities, PE, whatever? Did you ever face any challenges on that level? And, you know, if so, how did you deal with that?
Yeah, challenges. I think, especially at school, I had when you're trying to be successful and you're kind of ambitious, like I was at school, like I kind of knew even when I was younger, I'd say big dreams, like, oh, I want to be Olympic champion, you know, in the sprinting, because that was what I enjoyed doing when I was younger. And I found, like, especially amongst the girls, there was a lot of kind of jealousy. Yeah, I dealt with a lot of things at school in that kind of sense. But I think if it wasn't for my family being there to support me, it would have been really difficult. So I always encourage anyone who's kind of going through a difficult time like that in school to talk to your parents or anyone you trust. Because, you know, I was always the Punjabi girl, you know, I had the goth in my hair, the gutniya, and people would often, like, kind of, you know, I look, I walk
I understand.
And, you know, even as you're growing up with issues that I know a lot of girls, and I try and speak about it on my platforms, even like issues about, you know, having slight hair on your arms as a, you know, you might be visible hair, or kind of like people picking on you, kind of these kind of insecurities, and trying to encourage girls to, like, not be, to think differently, to have confidence in themselves and try and be a good role model for them.
Okay, and you mentioned obviously your family support network there, but how did you deal with the actual situations with these girls or boys, whoever they were, at that moment in time in school? What did you do? What was your technique?
I think, to be honest, I always like the saying that they say, kill them with success and bury them with a smile, sort of thing. So whenever people, like, I had people in my own kind of house when I was racing up on the start line against the other girls, and sometimes, you know, they would say to me, I hope you fall over at the start lines. Like, sometimes they don't like the fact that, you know, someone's being successful and doing well, sort of thing. But I think always, if you show them how well you're doing, if you show them that you're not bothered by their comments and you're just going to do your best to succeed in life anyway, then it's almost you withdraw the power from them. So, yeah, I like to kind of do it in that kind of way.
Okay. So I think it's very, very important for kids or youngsters, or anyone, to be fair, that has got children or whoever's watching today, to understand that the journey, you know, can have ups and downs, but when there are those challenges, then how do you deal with them as a youngster?
I think, how do you deal with them? So I think talking to your parents is, you need to be open and honest about kind of what's going on. Every day when I used to come back from school, my mum and dad would ask me, what's going on? Is there anything going on at school? And I've had instances when I've had to talk about stuff that's happened, you know, people saying things, or like even I've received, like, you know, back in school days, like social media, not very nice comments, or, you know, like even like in a Christmas card, you know, not very nice comments. Because, like, in a sort of kind of way, I think it's just being open and honest and telling anyone that you trust, be your best friend, because the worst thing you can do is not tell anyone, let it eat away inside. I think that's the worst thing, because once you open up, it can be dealt with. So always tell your parents, they need to be open and being able to kind of listen to you.